And welcome back to paradise. The Maui Invitational is back in Lahaina, and what an incredible first day of basketball it was. So many fun things to do on the islands, but a lot of people are having a lot of fun inside the Lahaina Civic Center. And this is the first of 4 games for you here on day 2 at the Maui Invitational, presented by Novavax. For Connecticut, the officials today: Brent Hampton, Eric Curry, Tyler Compton. We are underway here in Maui. The Huskies in road blue get the first possession of the ball game. This is Diarra. He had the assist on that basket at the end of regulation by Ball, and there is Samson Johnson knocking it home. Didn't have a field goal in yesterday's game. He's got one in the first 20 seconds today as we bring you the starting lineups brought to you by Hawaiian Airlines. Keep an eye on Elijah Malone, the big man in the middle for Colorado. A lot of good things happen when he gets touches. He's got one now. Whips it cross court to Andrei Yakimovsky. And then an errant pass
5 times in the first 5 minutes, and that put him in a big hole.
The UConn starting lineup. This is Alex Caravan, number 11. So much of what they do revolves around him. He had 19 points and 6 assists yesterday against Memphis as Liam McNeely is up in
Traffic, telling his teammates where to be, and that's one of the reasons Hassan Diarra is in the starting lineup, his defense over Aiden Mahaney.
Hammond kind of floating to his left, still knocks down the shot, and that's the first basket of the game for the dangerous pass there, almost picked up by Caravan, but Joe has it. Here's a good look for Hammond in the corner, and he'll hit it to tie the game.
Yakimovsky threw 2 defenders and then made a very intelligent pass to the corner. Just a difficult closeout to get to that shot. Well executed.
Both of these teams 4-1 on the season. Each came in undefeated. Diarra behind a screen knocks down the 3 to put. See if Colorado looks inside for Malone. He certainly has a strength advantage on Johnson. Johnson, though, a very good shot blocker. Reverse layup and count the basket. Goaltending is the call, so the bucket will count for Yakimovsky.
Looked like it hit the rim.
Just look at it the next media timeout. So theoretically, the point could come off the board, but it looks like they got it right in my time.
Almost everything close they tend to call because they can look at it.
Caravan again, and it's 11-7 UConn.
Just a simple little thing. It was Mahaney picking up those fouls early.
UConn got in big foul trouble early. Memphis shot a ton of free throws. Malone, nice look inside, and Caravan called for a foul. Shoot construction has begun. There are some people who had to move. And for Colorado, Hassan Diop, the sophomore from Senegal, and he'll make both to make well a D2 All-American. He's been a big factor for the Buffaloes early. Caravan on the drive and draws the foul. Strong drive to the bucket there for Alex Caravan.
UConn, they put so much pressure on your defense to be in the right spot. All
national championships. And very, very high hopes for this group heading into this year.
It's going to be a different year for UConn. They're going to be there, I think, at the end and be competitive with any team for a Final Four and a national championship, but it's going to be a different getting there. It's going to be more of a process throughout the year.
Julian Hammond III. And McNeely comes around from the other side looking for Reed. Instead pulls up at the elbow and knocks it down. The McDonald's All-American top 10 recruit has looked every bit the part of that in the first few weeks of the season.
That was
down to Reed, the Michigan transfer.
Smart play by Mahaney to let Reed have that rebound. You don't take rebounds away from your big guys.
No. McNeely's open again and having himself a game.
He's a player.
Whatever he's doing,
it's working.
It's working,
it's
right?
working.
So here's Malone. These are 2 big, strong guys, Malone and Reed. Malone got a pretty good shot, and a foul is called. These are 2 guys both around 6'10", 260 to
Tom being almost wrapped around Elijah Malone.
So you talked about it.
They'll say the point of dislodging. If you dislodge Liam McNeely when they call it going over the back, I thought that was just rebounding.
And then with the technical to Dan Hurley right after that, that turned into the most significant sequence of the game. Meanwhile, Reed just picked up his second. Caravan has 2.
And I get it. When your arms are up, you tend to think that, hey, that's a good play.
First time in the tournament we see Ahmad Noel, a 6-foot freshman. Ball to inbound for Connecticut. Boy, what a shot he hit to force overtime yesterday, although Memphis ultimately came out with the W. Stewart into Johnson, who lays it in, and the lead is 6.
Just beautiful action on the basket, which really puts the defense in a difficult spot.
Malone unable to get a shot off, kicked it back out. Yakimovsky rejected by Samson Johnson. That's what he does best. He is a shot blocker. And then a block called underneath. Big collision between John. Now almost automatically that it's a block.
Yes, 2 years ago everything was a charge.
Yeah.
But Ed hits his plant foot.
It used to be leaves the floor.
Leaves the floor.
Fans. The Huskies have had 9 whistled on them. McNeely. Wow, the soft Maui rims show themselves again. That's the third 3 and a half already for Liam McNeely.
It was so impressive. Huge threes.
Malone, and a good job there by Stewart, giving up a lot of size just not to let Malone get too close to the bucket.
Make him take the tough 2.
And then at the other end, Stewart knocks down a long jumper. Timeout, Tad Boyle and Colorado. Every minute of the action, not just the Carolina games. We talked about it yesterday. Did a coaching clinic for high school kids a couple of days ago. Just loves being the Maui perimeter players. Dealt with a lot of injuries last year. It was a much different team. They had 3 guys who wound up getting chosen in the NBA draft: Cody Williams, Tristan Da Silva, KJ Simpson. A team that won 26 games and went to the second round of the NCAA tournament a year ago.
That was a really good basketball team.
Foul on Yakimovsky.
Defense and rebounding has always been his top. Cody Williams just a freshman last year. And then Tristan.
The winner will go to the 5th place game. And here's how deep this tournament is. You could have the 2-time defending national champion Connecticut Huskies in the 5th place game. And on the other side of the draw, I mean, a team is going home with 3 losses. Somebody's going home 0-3.
Somebody good.
And 3 really good teams are going home 1-2. But coaches know what they're getting into when they bring their teams out here. 3 for solo ball. And it's all about obviously getting better.
5:37 left to go in the first half, but it's the percentage that UConn has held them to, under 30%.
Yakimovsky back to Ruffin, now into basket. Gets inside, kicks it out. Smith for 3, and it goes. That was good poise down to the post by Baskin, seeing his teammate wide open at the last moment.
Yeah, through a crowd, and when you come off a 3-point shooter, you better be able to impact the ball in order to do it, because you're caught in no man's land otherwise.
Noel to Ross. Can't hit the 3. NBA doubleheader
versus risking it in the first 5 minutes of the second.
Yeah. You know, sometimes only coaches got a booming voice in college basketball. The intimacy of this gym is something else. Noel with a drive, and it goes, and it's an 8-point lead for Connecticut. Long look ahead to Baskin, and a foul called on Ross. He went up to try to deflect the pass away, and he did that, but he also got a piece of Baskin. The 5th Husky with 2 in the first half, and a couple of free throws for Baskin.
Lower levels, Division II, NAIA, you can find players everywhere.
Good shot fake by Smith, and a kick. Dak for 3. Ruffin baseline, finds Malone, and Malone lost it.
But he drew a crowd in a hurry, didn't he?
McNeely with another 3. He is 4 for 4 from beyond the arc.
Get the other way.
McNeely, not this time, and it's down to Jope and knocked away by Reed, and that is foul number 3 so far this year. He played 2 seconds in the game against Memphis. Sandiara, actually, it was a very difficult shot. He caught it out the 2-point win, and we've got Memphis and Michigan State coming up in the next game in a semifinal.
This last couple minutes of the first half, when Colorado gets the ball back, they got to drive it, put UConn in a position to foul.
Well, Stewart's played these 2 games with a lot of confidence, hasn't he?
He's a good player. I mean,
Ruffin finds Hammond.
Good job by Noel to cut off that drive.
Malone will take a three and hit it. And he can do that at the NAIA level. He made 99 threes in his time there, and he showed some good touch on that one. As Tad Boyle said, there's no 11-point play in their arsenal, in their playbook. Just stop and score, but they don't fail. The Malone shot, by the way, has been called a long two, we are told, not a three.
Yeah, Singari just picked up a foul with his arm wrapped around Malone in the low post. And for both Sampson,
268 from LaGrange, Indiana, and will play his final year with the Buffaloes. And Yakimovsky. Back come the Buffaloes. Ranchi just short, tipped around, still loose, and Colorado's got it. Yakimovsky to Ruffin, and fouled in the corner on a three-point attempt to bring a little relief and joy to Maui families during the holiday season. If you're a big basketball fan and the name Ruffin sounds familiar, you may know.
Michael Ruffin played with Shea Seals back at Tulsa.
Just one. Connecticut has shot only 4. Colorado, though, has left some points on the line. 12 for 19. Not a lot going on right now, and shot clock is down to 7. Got to get something started. Hammond to Smith. Good hands by Ball. Good hustle by McNeely. Oh, and then Ball's pass goes right through the hands. They were so close together, and has a chance to cut into the deficit. Down to 4 seconds. Hammond in some trouble. The turnaround will not go. And the first half will come to a close with Singari again, who has played very sparingly this year. And he might be fortunate he just didn't get called for a foul. I think if Malone had gone up with that ball, there might have been a whistle. And Malone going right at Singari. And if you're Colorado, big guy's got to get a touch. Everman missed some time. He picked up 2 fouls in the first half. Liam McNeely really carrying the offense for the Huskies for big stretches. Shot clock is at 2. I don't know if Diarra knows it. He does. And hits it. Terrific defender. Knocked away, deflected by Hammond. Numbers now for the Buffaloes. Ruffin steps into a 3, and it goes.
Boy, when you turn the ball over, you can't.
Caravan to Reed. Now Diarra. A clean look, and his second 3 already here in the second half.
So often with UConn, Dan, it's not the first
in the Big 12, and the Big 12 is loaded. They lost to Michigan State yesterday, but again, they're giving Connecticut a battle today. This game has been fairly close throughout. And a 3 for Hammond. They are shooting the 3 very well, helping to keep them in the game. No numbers here for Yakimovsky, and he'll kick it back out. Malone thought about it. Ruffin into Malone, who lays it in, and it's a 4-point game. Terraped around, and Yakimovsky down with it. Basket right back to Hammond. The turnaround goes, and it's a 2-point game.
Well, that was a really good pass ahead, even though the pass ahead.
Jalen Stewart has checked back in, but they have lost, at least for the moment, the services of Liam McNeely, who's their only player in double figures today. And now another turnover. Back come the Buffaloes. Up top, and a foul called on Stewart. All right to come back in. We'll keep an eye on him. Meanwhile, Bangot Dak, if he makes this.
Don't you think that's just a failure in coaching if you don't have an 11-point play you can go to?
And a little run right now. They have not led in this game.
Continuing to get a piece of the paint, whether off the pass or off the dribble.
Dak, double teamed. Extra pass, wide open Hammond. Colorado leads. Play offensively in games like they practice. He has seen it in practice. They are playing some good basketball right now here in the second half, getting good looks. Tough driving layup there by Diarra to tie it. Short on the three, Stewart the rebound.
That was just great defense by Hassan Diarra. Not just the near steal, but the fact that he angled out the drive, didn't let it turn the corner.
Sampson, Caravan with a weak side rebound, and he's fouled.
And with Colorado
At the line, again, hindered by foul trouble to a certain extent.
nervous because he's not a baseball player. He's never really thrown a baseball much.
Five. Sadly, my proudest athletic achievement. Here's Caravan. Diarra with a nice shot fake.
Oh, what a pass.
And Johnson with a slam.
Well, he could have settled for that corner three, but what a spectacular pass from Hassan Diarra.
Connecticut by 3. Smith the drive, lays it in to make it a 1-point game.
Well, Stewart knocked the ball away, and that wound up being a good thing for Colorado to turn the corner.
Comes Diarra, off to Johnson. Boy, Hassan Diarra is making all kinds of plays right now for the Huskies.
Well, a great slip by Samson Johnson, and he got up. Whoa, what a finish.
Trevor Baskin with an and-one opportunity.
What an answer, too, from Izzo's hometown.
Iron Mountain,
Iron
Michigan.
Mountain.
You're from Rolling Hills, right?
Yes.
Not quite the
Yeah,
same.
it's not quite the same.
Not quite the same.
You didn't need to bring that up.
UConn by 1. By the way, that last foul, Samson Johnson, his 4th. So he's back on the bench. Terrace Reed Jr. is in there with 3. That's Reed, and that's a lay-in. Nice play by Reed, kind of adjusting in midair.
That's shooting 80% in the second half.
So is this Colorado forcing the issue into putting Connecticut in bad spots, or do the Huskies have to be more disciplined?
Well, it's both. But it does take away some of your aggressiveness because you don't want to foul.
Malone, nice move, and he lays it in over Reed.
Great patience in the post by Elijah Malone. Great patience.
One-point game, nearing the midway point of the second half. Number 2 UConn in foul trouble. Liam McNeely on the bench with what looked like a hip injury. There's a foul on Ruffin.
Team. You can take your time and make your post move.
Most of the starters were on the bench in foul trouble, and it was
Paul's got to go inside. Malone.
Reed with 3 fouls defending him. Here's a good look for Smith, and he'll hit it, and Colorado is back on top.
That's an example of Jaden Ross getting caught in no man's land.
Saw this a little bit yesterday against Michigan State, going into a 1-3-1.
Got to get into the gaps.
Ball from the corner, knocks down the shot to put Connecticut back on top.
Against a 1-3-1, the corners are usually the weak spot. But right now, I think Colorado's got to go into Elijah Malone. Let him touch the ball.
There it is, and the reverse will go, and it's tied at 59.
This little side.
Ball and Diarra in the backcourt. Jope defending Caravan. Now the handoff for Ball. The lefty still going, and he draws the foul. This year, he came into this game averaging almost 13 points per game. And he hits both free. And back come the Buffaloes in transition. Hammond, nice look inside. And the foul on Ball, and Jope may be shaken up as he is grabbing his right arm.
So just a beautiful bounce pass to get it to Jope. Solid rebounders.
Ability of playing in the 7th place game. The winner of this will play in the 5th place game. And Colorado is pushing hard against UConn, giving the Huskies everything they can handle. McNeely makes it a 3-point game.
He's just a little bit stronger than Trevor Baskin and used that strength to get right up to the bucket.
Despite missing a lot of time, he's still the high scorer in the game today, now with 18.
He's got a lot of games. Liam McNeely is really good. He's an NBA player.
Yakimovsky from the corner ties it up. 5 minutes in regulation, tied at 63. McNeely is fouled by Hammond.
Bump and went down, no call, but an excellent shot. He's had a really good game. Tad Boyle and staff.
You saw Malone.
That's in part to get some players some rest before they get to the under 4 timeout.
Yakimovsky on the drive this time. And a foul called on Samson Johnson, and he has fouled out of the game.
Just a really quick move, but a strong one.
And Colorado's going to have some very, very tough games, but if they could pull off a win over a team.
Length, really good balance, and an excellent bench.
Ball for 3, and it goes. Another big shot for Solo Ball.
And he's saying that
McNeely off to Ball. This time he'll drive, and it goes!
Got a great screen from Liam McNeely, which can soften up the exterior, the perimeter for Yakimovsky.
Into Baskin, got a height advantage on Solo Ball. Got him in the air and finishes.
Boy, great footwork by Trevor Baskin. Knew he had the smaller defender on him. Just a little up and under move to get the angle to get it off the glass.
It is a 1-possession game with 2:10 to go. Stolen by Malone. And a foul on Reed is going. He is.
Yeah, a little offense-defense switch.
Yep. McNeely the handoff to Diarra. They're switching everything. McNeely behind the arc, throws it away, saved though by Diarra. The spin, the follow, and the third try is good for Stewart to make it a 3-point game.
What a great play by Alex Caravan to keep that ball alive. Basically knocked it off the backboard to Jalen Stewart.
And Tad Boyle wants timeout with 1:29 to go. The Islands. Hammond off to Ruffin. It is Caravan guarding Malone.
What a good matchup, McNeely on Yakimovsky.
Down to Malone, the double comes. And he scores anyways to make it a 1-point game.
If you're not going to bring the double, he gets one-on-one in the post. He can score with his right or left hand. And that's asking a lot of Caravan to bang bodies with Elijah Malone.
1 minute to go in regulation in a 1-point game. Stewart back to Diarra. Into traffic, had it blocked. It's Colorado ball.
What a play. Just stripped it right out of his hands on a really strong drive by Diarra.
The Buffs looking for the lead. Ruffin. Malone. Double team. Ruffin a deep one. Baskin comes up with the offensive rebound. Slipped. And did he call a timeout? Yes, a timeout was called. And I bet you anything, Dan Hurley's thinking about the McNeely over the back call from yesterday.
McNeely on Yakimovsky, he's done a really good job on him the last several possessions.
Hammond to inbound. They've got a timeout, but they do get it in just in time. And now Hammond comes to get it. 5 seconds between the game clock and the shot clock. Yakimovsky driving. Off balance, it goes! Buffalo's lead. Here comes Diarra. And Dan Hurley will use a timeout with 5.9 to go.
What a big-time drive by Andre Yakimovsky. And then the right-hand drive, pretty well defended by Liam McNeely. But watch how he never, well, he did take his eyes off it at the end. He just threw it up there. Took the bump and got it to go. Usually you don't make those unless you're still. Watch Caravan as the inbounder.
to Diarra. Diarra behind the arc, puts it up, no good. It's tipped, and the game is over. The Buffaloes have knocked off Connecticut 73-72 in a big-time upset here in Lahaina. And the UConn Huskies, the two-time defending national champions, will play in the 7th place game tomorrow. Colorado will play in the 5th place game.